Hello, my beautiful people. Oh, my beautiful tasty. I have some coffee that I'm going to have with y'all this morning. It's very, very, very hot. This is French vanilla. The cream, the French vanilla cream is in the coffee. So it was made from scratch. Well, it's brewed coffee. So good. So good. It's been a wonderful day. My birthday was on the 2nd, and we had a wonderful time. You know, we didn't go in. Well, the only place we went to pick up this phone. Went to pick up this phone here, and I got the case while I was there. Where else did we go after that? There was a car accident while we were there. A lot of commotion outside of the store. People were fussing and carrying on. And then the police, they called the police. I guess the police came because there was a car accident. That's what the police supposed to do. So your insurance will pay off. There's a guy in there with green hair and green fingernail polish on it. Well, with stiletto nails. It was so cute. The haircut was really nice and low and neat. It was really nice looking. Had a nice style about himself. He had an iPhone working for Metro, so I don't know what that says. That their phones, he working for a phone company, and their phones are not good enough for him. He got an iPhone. Metro sell iPhones though, don't they? I don't know, child. I think they do. I'm pleased with my phone. Now that I found out that it has the zoom on it, because the phone I had before, the last phone I had didn't have the zoom, but the phone I had before that phone has the zoom, and all you had to do was open it up and close it like that with your fingers. Matter of fact, I didn't do that on my old phone. Maybe that phone worked the same way. I'm going to have to try it, y'all. I'm going to have to try it. Because I bought this phone because my other phone was giving me such a hard time. And I was like, oh, it was freezing up and carrying on. And it didn't have Zoom. And then one of my subscribers on my other channel told me that all you have to do is tap on the screen and it'll zoom. It could be just that simple, but mine don't tap. What it does is, you know how you open it up and close it up when you're looking at a picture? That's the way mine's do. And I am so pleased with that, because when I be going in and out, and when I be going places doing my vlogs and stuff like that, and sometimes I do stuff while I'm out and about, I can magnify what's going on to make it bigger So when I'm going, because I live in the country and there's lots of horses and cowboys and little kids riding horses, like racing kind of thing, and I should film some of that for y'all. Well, I when I say for y'all, it don't be for y'all because this is a eating channel. It really be for my other channel, my main channel that I had before I got this channel. It's called Valerie Granville TV. This is my spray for my hair. I'm gonna move that out your view. I spritz it sometime to give my hair moisture. But it's well moisturized already. But I use that, spritz it. Then I put my moisturizer on, or what I'm going to twist my hair with, and twist my hair up at night. But this is not a fresh twist out. This is just a 3 to 4 day hair that I slept on, and I just picked it out, and that's why it looked like an afro, because it's not laying down. Now if it's a fresh twist out, it will hang down, but because it's about 3 to 4 days old, it's going like this. I wonder what 5 to 6 days will look like, huh? I did a video earlier this morning. When I stopped it, I don't think it's saved. So, oh well, I hope this one's saved. And I've already been in the room, and I got myself together, and I have on this gold lip balm on my lips. I surely should be whispering like this because this isn't like an ASMR video, right? Yes. And this is the lip balm. See? I was wondering what to have for breakfast. I haven't been really that hungry or wanting to eat, but then when I come on here, I do make a big meal just to eat on camera, because I've been watching my 600-pound life, and honey, who wants to look like that? And when you do mukbang videos, you have a tendency to overeat. When you put too much on your plate, you keep eating even though you're full, which I don't like to do. Because if I eat a big meal like that, sometimes that'll be the only meal that I have that day, because that meal was so heavy. Plus, I do a lot of walking on a treadmill too, so you have to kind of keep your... I don't know if you can work out more than you eat unless your metabolism is really high, and once you grow and get older, your metabolism is not that high. So that means that even if you walk for about 30 minutes to an hour, or trot or run or sprint or whatever you do, if you're taking in all of that food like we as mukbangers eat, you might not work all of it off, but you may work some of it off, but not all of it. Oh, the coffee tastes so good. It really does. I love to drink out of great big cups. don't know why. Well, I like espressos too now. I used to love espressos. I don't drink espressos anymore. But that don't mean that I wouldn't have one. If I had the opportunity to get one, I probably would drink an espresso. But it's been a long time since I had one. Years. Probably 20, 30 years. Oh, Dad, don't you tell your age? Okay. Oh my gosh. And if you were drinking espresso 20 or 30 years ago, wow, how old are you now? Maybe that should be a question y'all answer in the description box. I got my mic hooked up to my tablet, and I've had it hooked up for the past 2 days. I know I've been eating in the living room. I just been really out of it, y'all. You know how, I don't know if people know this. If you can watch mukbang videos, you can tell when a person is kind of out of it. Their situational changes in the house, and I started not coming to my diva space and started sitting in the living room. But I changed that a few days ago. Like in my last video that I did a chicken salad sandwich and some corn chips in here, and I hadn't eaten here in a while. This whole thing about this pandemic and not seeing the grandkids, and I told her something else, ain't it? And not seeing the children because they don't live here, live in the house. I guess that was kind of depressing, and I did not put up a Christmas tree. I did not put up any Christmas lights or a wreath or anything like that. So I think that was all the things that was going on. And plus New Year's, I did not do the champagne that I normally do, or the little hors d'oeuvres like the caviar and the dipped strawberries and the fruit and all of that good stuff, the chocolates and the oysters and all of that finger food kind of stuff, you know, those just hors d'oeuvres, just plain old hors d'oeuvres, the olives and all the cheeses and stuff like that. I didn't do any of that. And the little crown, because my birthday is the very next day. I was born like minutes after the New Year Day ended, you know. So my birthday is on January the 2nd. I would have been a New Year baby, but then I just did miss it. My mom said that on New Year's Day that she was there huffing and puffing, trying to push me out, you know. And she wanted those diapers and those bottles that the New Year baby get. All of the stuff that the New Year baby gets a lot of gifts at the hospital. And she said another lady came in after she had been there already, and she huffed and puffed and pushed hers out and got all of the New Year baby stuff. And so I missed out on that. And 12 o'clock that night went click, and then it was January the 2nd, and that's when I came. Well, I thought that was an interesting story that she had told me, but she didn't tell me what time that all that happened. But she said it just was, she just did miss out. That's all I got out of it. But I guess would it be on your birth certificate the time? I never looked for the time on my birth certificate. It should be, I guess. I call myself reading my birth certificate really thoroughly, but on my birth certificate, it even told where my dad had worked at, where he actually worked at. And I'm like, why would they have that on a birth certificate? They don't have that on birth certificates now, do they? No, I ain't seen it on my children birth certificates. So that was just back then, I guess. Child, hunt them down. My mother was married, so it wasn't like they had to find him. But they gotta had a job. What kind of job he had? He worked at a gas station on Early Street. That's what it said. I'm like, what? That's some information on your birth certificate. I was kind of surprised to see that, cause he didn't look like the gas station type once I became older. But it depends on how old he was. He was like in his early 20s, so or even earlier than that, probably 17, 18, I don't know, but he was young. I think he was in his 20s. And my mother was older than he was. She was older than him by 10 years or more. That was interesting also. He passed before she did. That's interesting also. Even though she was older by many years. Oh, I just really thought about that. So age ain't really no guarantee. He had ended up going to the hospital when he passed, and they had called the family together and said they had a machine breathing for him, and then we had to make a decision about unplugging him. I was against the unplugging, but then it was 9 of us, and some spoke louder than others. And then the crying and the carrying on, and I was against the unplugging of it all. And they decided to unplug him. One sister spoke out louder than the rest and was really argumentative about the way she was speaking out, and it was hurtful. And then I got high blood pressure behind that, and then I started taking medicine shortly after that, and I ain't been off it yet. I found out I had high blood pressure probably when I went to work, and I got real dizzy and like I was going to fall out. And I worked in a nursing home, and they checked my blood pressure, and they said that my blood pressure was high. And because I worked at a nursing home, they had blood pressure medicine there. I mean, they said it was so high it was threatening a stroke. So they gave me 2 pills to bring it back down, and told me to sit down somewhere. And I've been on blood pressure medicine ever since. Sometimes when you have a tragedy in your life, it brings and you don't handle it well, it brings on an illness. And I've been telling the doctors, I said, well, my blood pressure was just up because my father had died and stuff like that, because I've been trying to get off of it, And then they be talking about, yeah, but then I'm trying to get them to cut it or wean me off of it or something. But I'm still on it. And it's been years with that too. Probably over 15 to 20 years, I guess. No, not really sure on that either. So that ain't good. Then my mom passed. Years later. I can't tell you when. Well, I can tell you when she passed. It was 2012, but I can't tell you the gap between the two. I was so distraught about both of them, really. And the same sister was loud with the passing of my mother and made that a horrible experience also. And I was depressed during that time too. I guess that's why I'm still on blood pressure medicine, right? I guess. But that time, it put such a rift in the family, I don't even speak to them no more. I probably speak to two brothers now, and it was 9 of us. The rest of them I don't even speak to. And I hardly speak to them too. One of them, if he said something on Facebook, and he had a birthday just recently, I wished him happy birthday, and when he go out there with his family, I'd say, well, and there's a picture, I put a like on it or something like that. I've talked to him probably 2 times since my mom passed, and she passed in 2012, and it's 2021. My other family members I haven't spoke to. Well, one of them I spoke to at one of my brothers passed, and the 2 brothers that I told you I speak to, they came to the funerals of my oldest brother, and the others did not come. I don't even know why they didn't come. That's strange. I just thought about it. I was frowning up because they didn't come to the funeral. I went, and my other 2 brothers went, but the other ones didn't come, and that's why I did like that. I'm like, they didn't, because he was the nice one. They didn't go to his funeral, and he was older than we were. They just didn't come back to Montgomery. I guess they don't live here, so there's no excuse. But then if something happened to them, the ones that I don't talk to, I'm not going to their funeral. Dad, you said that? No, baby, I ain't going. But they say funerals are not for the dead, it's for the living. You go there to support the ones that still survive, like your nieces and nephews. You don't go there because the person that passed. So I may change my mind for them, for their sake. I'll go to, because they're grieving, and I've been there and I know what that feels like. That's why I went to my big brother funeral, because my nieces and nephews, I knew they was going to be falling apart, so I went to hug them, to hold them, because I had lost my mother. I know what that feels like, and they lost their father, so I wanted to be there to help comfort them. So you go for the living, not for the dead. So with that in mind, so I just spoke out because I was thinking about all the terrible things they did, but I didn't think about their children. Had nothing to do with that. They are some beautiful, loving, caring children, but they're not children. They're grown too. So, but when you lose a parent, it just tears you apart, and you need somebody there that understands. And the only people understand a pain like that is a person that's already lost their parent. Don't nobody understand that really and truly unless it has happened to them. You can always say, well, I'm sorry for your loss, condolences, and but you can't say I know how you feel unless you've been there. And if any of you people have lost a loved one, it don't feel good right now, but it does get better. Just rest, open your eyes the next day. The sun still shines, the birds still sing, flowers still grow, life still happens. Put one foot in front of the other. Eat something. Don't overdo it. Just eat something that'll make you feel better. And but don't put all of your feelings in that. That make just eating a lot of food to make yourself feel better. But it does help. Starving yourself don't help. Just not eating. And then get up and go somewhere or walk outside the house, because you're then in the house you get depressed. Go outside. Change your atmosphere a little bit. Then come back. Talk to somebody, so you can get through that. Somebody that's caring and understand. Cry. And if you don't cry right then, it don't matter. Because when my mom passed, it took me several weeks before I cried about her. I was sitting on the porch one day just minding my business, and I thought about something about, we built the front porch for her, so for her to sit out there with me, and I started crying and couldn't stop for her. Because before I cried, because what my brothers and sisters was taking me through, and I felt like when I buried my mom, I buried my brothers and sisters with her. That's how I felt. But I didn't have time to grieve over her, because I was grieving over losing them. Because I loved them, and I thought they loved me, and I thought we were closer than that. And so when my mom passed, and we had all this rift in the family, and everybody arguing, it just me. I started crying because I was losing them. I don't know if you really understand that, but when you have a large family and all y'all were so close, and y'all more like friends than and brothers and sisters, and like you go and come together, you raise together, you was like stair-step kids. Stair-steps being 2 and 3 years apart, some of them 9 months apart, because there's 9 of us. You're close. You do everything together. You're partners in crime. I'm talking about the little things kids do. So when my mom passed, I grieved over them. I was crying because of them. And then one day I cried over her out of nowhere. Missed her. It took a while. It got better. You still think about them, but it gets better. And with that, stay encouraged. This is Val with This Is How You Do It, or Tasty Sensations. I may upload this on both of my channels. And I see all of you beautiful, beautiful people on the next video. Bye bye now. Don't you forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that everything button. And I do appreciate it. Bye bye now.